Hello everybody, Assassinator back for the Xbox news for the week. Now there wasn't a whole lot going on. I want to say the biggest thing is we cannot celebrate just yet, because the Xbox community has been waiting for the verdict on the FTC versus Microsoft case, and it looks like we're going to have to wait a bit longer. The judge has had since last Friday, June 30th, to review everything, but a week later and we still haven't received her verdict. So some people say no news is good news. I hope so, at least for Xbox that is. So when it comes to some analysts who are way more familiar with court cases, they've said it's probably going to take up to 2 weeks. And in this case, we had a holiday, so that could mean it might take all the way up until July 18th. But I doubt the judge will wait until the last minute, so I'm expecting a ruling by mid next week, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. So that's basically just an update. But what we did get is Xbox sales numbers. We finally got Xbox Series sales numbers. So let's start off with what the Nintendo Switch has sold, which is 125.62 million. The PS5 is at 38.4 million, and the Xbox Series, which is the Xbox Series X and Xbox Series S, has sold a total of 21 million or more, because it says 21 million plus. Now that's not quite yet a 2-to-1 ratio with the PlayStation doubling up on what the Xbox has sold. So overall, I would say that's kind of a win right there. And that's also, you need to take into consideration that the Xbox held back a lot of their Xbox Series X's to add them into the server blades for xCloud. Now, this generation isn't over, and we're going to have to see if PlayStation ends up doing another 2-to-1 or more. But if Xbox can hold them back on that, that's going to be a win for Xbox, even if they don't win the generation as far as console sales go. Now, I'd bet money that the Xbox Series X units will move for those who want the best experience but don't have a PC that will run it. I mean, even the Xbox Series S's will sell because of Starfield, but I would think that the hardcore Western RPG community rather spend the extra couple hundred and get the 4K experience, especially since a lot of people nowadays have 4K televisions. Now, moving on to Game Pass news. So Game Pass has always been said that it's the best value in gaming, but like with everything, prices increase. So here's the breakdown for a month of Game Pass here in the US. So just regular Game Pass, which can be used with your Xbox One or Xbox Series system, it went from being $9.99 to $10.99, so $1 increase. Now, Xbox Game Pass does not include Xbox Live Gold. That's basically the difference. Now, Game Pass Ultimate, which is Game Pass plus Xbox Live Gold and comes with a bunch of other benefits, went from $14.99 to $16.99, so a $2 difference. And then we got Game Pass PC. Well, that one didn't change, so it's still sticking at $9.99. And the price increase started on Thursday, July 6th. Now, for those of you who would buy Xbox Live Gold and convert it to Ultimate, you used to get a 1-to-1 ratio, which is 1 month of Gold equals 1 month of Game Pass Ultimate. Well, that conversion has changed. Now it's every 3 months of Gold that you have will convert to 2 months of Game Pass. So overall, it's still a good price, but it's not the 1-to-1 that you used to get. And then those of you who are new to Game Pass, you can take advantage of the $1 deal, where you'll either get your first month of Game Pass Ultimate or Game Pass PC for $1. Now, if this deal sticks around until Starfield launches, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people taking advantage of that $1 just to join. Now, while we're talking about Game Pass, let's talk about the next batch of Game Pass releases for the first half of July. I mean, we're already to July 7th, so I guess we're a quarter of the way through the month. And so that's the reason why some of these games have already released. And the ones that have already released is Grand Theft Auto 5, Swords and Fairies Together Forever, and McPixel 3. So those are the ones that have already released. Then next week, we're going to get Insurgency Sandstorm on the 11th. Also on the 11th, we'll get Common Hood. And then next Friday, July 14th, we'll get Exoprimal, which is basically where Earth is infested with dinosaurs and you have to put on your mech suit and exterminate them. Now, I did play in the beta, and I mean, my impressions of it were not all that good, especially when it came down to the PvP. I didn't mind the PvE with the story, but when it came down to the PvP, it seemed a little bit weird, but I didn't give it very much of a chance, so that's the reason why once it releases in full on Game Pass, I'm going to be checking that out next Friday. Then the last 2 games will arrive on July 18th, which is The Cave and Tectonica. Now overall, the biggest game from that list would have to be Grand Theft Auto 5, which has sold so many copies that I would think that everyone who wants a copy already has a copy. And this is the second time that it's been in Game Pass, and I want to say the first time it was around for either 3 or 4 months, so I probably expect about the same in this one for it to be around 3 to 4 months. So if you're going to be going through that campaign, you're probably going to want to start that soon. Don't wait, because you're going to run out of time. Now the good thing about this one is that it's actually the Xbox One and the Xbox Series version. So if you have an Xbox Series, you can take advantage of the enhancements that have been, done to the game. Probably, better frame rate and 4K, things like that. The other thing is that Game Pass Ultimate members can play this game on the go with xCloud. Now I tried it on xCloud and it wasn't a bad experience at all. The worst part, or I guess the bad part about it, is the load times in that game. And that has nothing to do with xCloud. I mean, that game just in general has long load times. I mean, just to at least load it up. Once you're in the game, for the most part, it's not too bad. Now with 8 games coming in, we also know some are leaving. So we have 3 that are leaving in this round, which you'll have until July 15th to play, complete, and or purchase with a 20% off the following games: X01, Paw Patrol the Movie Adventure City Calls, and Spelunky 2. So I'll have to say, I have not played any 3 of those. I do not plan to play any 3 of those, at least at this point. Especially with them leaving, I'm not going to go ahead and rush to play those because none of them really stand out as big hits, at least to me. So now we got updates on a couple sports games. So we did find out that we will not be getting a FIFA game this year. Well, kind of. EA Sports will no longer make a soccer game named FIFA. Going forward, their soccer games will be called EA Sports FC. So FC 24 will release on September 29th, and if you purchase the Ultimate version, you'll get access to playing the game 1 week early, which means it's releasing on September 22nd. Now the second sports announcement is about NBA 2K24 and that it will support cross-play. Now I don't really play sports games, that's not really my thing, but for some reason I would have already thought cross-play would have already been adopted by all the big AAA sports games. But I guess it's better late than never. So now we're on to the last bit of news, which is showcases. So just to let everyone know, we have a couple shows coming up that the Xbox community should be looking out for. So the first one is going to be Gamescom. It'll take place from August 23rd to August 27th. And it has been confirmed by Gamescom's Twitter page that Xbox Bethesda will be there. I mean, even Aaron Greenberg tweeted that the Xbox team has been hard at work on their show floor presence, and it'll be a special year for Xbox at Gamescom. And then after that, we even got Phil Spencer, who tweeted that he's looking forward to attending, and if Phil is going to be there in person, I would think he's probably going to bring at least one big announcement. Now don't get your hopes up, but we can all hope for world premieres, but there's a good chance that all it will be is some more info on Starfield, which releases soon after the event, and maybe a bit more on the next first party game releasing later in 2023, which is Forza Motorsports. But fingers crossed we'll see something new or get an update on an already announced game. Then the second big show will be the Tokyo Game Show, which takes place on September 21st all the way to September 24th, and Xbox will be there also. Now, the people running the Tokyo Game Show has said that this will be the largest event ever, that they'll be utilizing the entire venue for the first time in 4 years. Now, if I had to guess what Xbox will probably be announcing there, it'll probably be more games developed by Japanese game studios, but hopefully Xbox manages to get some of those JRPGs that the community has seen on other platforms, and maybe they'll even launch day one into Game Pass. That would be a plus right there. So overall, good to know that we're going to see Xbox at some of these events. They're going to have a presence there, and we actually might get some big news from those events. Obviously, when that time comes, if they announce anything, I'll obviously be bringing it to you. So that's it for this week. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I tried to make it as quick as possible because, like I said, not a whole lot going on, and I don't want to waste your time. I want you to be able to, get on with your weekend and get to playing the games you want to play. But until next time, Assassinator's out.